When you ask AI what it would do if it were the devil, it will give you a very detailed way on exactly how that is happening today in society.
So here are some clips that we put together to show you how AI's answer can be attributed to the world that we see in front of us today. Hope you enjoy. Step 1. Confuse the truth.
Not become a movement in the last few years. About 2015 it started up, and people may wonder, well, Danny,
also to say to everyone, you should come to Chinatown.
75 years later, 90% of all the media in the United States is controlled by just 6 monstrous conglomerates: the Walt Disney Company, Comcast, 21st Century Fox, Time Warner, Sony Corporation, and Viacom. These companies own everything from CNN to ESPN to Hulu to National Geographic to DC Comics and Nickelodeon.
Psychiatric institutions across the United States and Canada to perform experiments on unsuspecting patients using psychedelic drugs, sensory deprivation, electroshock treatment.
Step number 2, divide and conquer.
Murder of George Floyd, failing to stop another night of rage in that city. The protest continuing this week.
Tensions escalating on the Texas border.
the two sides are completely at odds, obviously, as they have been all along.
Officials say a Russian missile struck a hotel, killing 4 people. President Trump with a new threat to Russian President Putin. Hosting.
Step 3. Distract with pleasure and convenience.
It's no good. Back tap. Napier for the win. He got it for the win. Yes! Yes!
Lit up. On the other, almost nothing is lit up.
$5,000 players compete in the North American Finals of League of Legends. Currently,
Step number 4, I'd weaken the family.
Reader.
He shuffled into Bear's room.
It's your classic children's reading program with a twist. The day's literary.
Talking about why you never should listen to your parents at any age.
New at 10, a report shows the fertility rate in the United States is at its lowest level in more than a century, and that's
approximately one divorce every 36 seconds, which means 2,400 occur every day, and 72,000.
43% of the first marriages end with divorce. 60% of second marriages end with divorce.
Step 5. On corrupt leaders and institutions.
The Security Administration made almost $72 billion in improper payments. A little less.
220 years old to 229 years old, 1,039.
$45.6 billion was stolen from the country's unemployment insurance program using Social Security numbers obtained from dead people and prisoners.
Accused of stealing our hard-working tax dollars each month in food stamps and welfare.
But I do ask every publisher, every editor, and every newsman in the nation to re-examine his own standards. Number 1, of concern to publishers as well as editors. I want to talk about our common responsibilities in the face of a common danger. But the dimensions of its threat have loomed large on the horizon for many years.
Make evil seem good and good seem evil.
Today I'm going to go over some of my best tips and tricks on how you can promote your OnlyFans and your Fansly on Reddit. First and foremost, I'm going to
Put a threatening passenger in a chokehold on a New York subway has been acquitted in the man's death.
Streets and cities across the United States after a jury cleared a
long-awaited foreign aid package for Ukraine, Israel, and Taiwan, among other priorities.
That is 100 million of these 177 million or 200. Some people even say we've never received.
Travis, ask about getting this season's COVID-19 shot when getting your flu shot.
BC's Rahel Solomon on the campaign to change their minds.
Why should I get vaccinated?
Leguizamo to move the needle and help convince millions of Americans to get the COVID-19 vaccines.
following in the footsteps of 65 and older celebrities who've recently been posting on social media. From supermodel Christy Brinkley to actor Samuel L. Jackson and funny man Steve Martin around the country printed this photo of the king receiving the polio vaccine backstage at the Ed Sullivan Show in 1956.
Percentage of teenagers that actually got the polio vaccination after this promotion went from 0.6% to almost 80% in 6 months.
The COVID vaccine is being withdrawn worldwide after the pharmaceutical giant come under intense scrutiny in recent months over a rare side effect which causes blood clots and low blood.
Their findings show the vaccines are responsible for a slight increase in neurological, blood and heart-related disorders.
Step 7. Encourage despair and hopelessness.
Look, I think investors are reacting to another flashing yellow light when it comes to this economy.
In this latest installment of our series, Poisoned.
In 2016, there were 2 fentanyl-related deaths in the county. This year, they expect to see between 500 and 600.
My agency has seized enough fentanyl to kill the entire country. America is being poisoned with fentanyl, and we don't even know.
At the same time, homes are getting more expensive every year. What? But if nobody can afford to buy a house, then how the fuck do they keep getting more expensive? According to a report by Redfin, only 21% of homes that went on sale in 2022 were considered affordable. Affordable housing became too expensive for the average American. The team conducting the survey concluded that housing affordability is at its lowest point in history.
Whether you want it or not, today I'm going to show you how money is printed.
204 times. In other words, the CEO is making 204 times what the average worker is making over several years. So that can magnify what the gap does look like.
Numbers from the CDC about rising suicide rates across the country. A study released today shows the suicide rate in Illinois rose almost.
Step 8. Promote dependency.
Whatever our hopes may be for the future, for reducing this threat or living with it, there is no escaping either the gravity or the totality of its challenge.
Whenever a doctor writes a prescription for a drug or treatment, a pharmacist is the person.
The suicide rate in Illinois rose almost 23% between 1999 and 2016. Indiana's rate rose nearly 32%.
In systems like this, unstable laws, bribery and corruption all prevent citizens from having the courage and encouragement to start businesses and take positive risks to improve their lives.
Almost 100% of our waking hours are consumed by phones, computers, television.
People started lining up early.
Everybody's feeling the effect from it.
Trunks open, waiting for food to be placed in their cars.
Everybody is giving people their roses while they're alive.
In Dallas.
The extra money that some people were using to purchase their groceries, they've come to an end, and families are feeling the pressure.
Habits, a new report suggests a higher number of 6-income families are now living paycheck to paycheck. More than 95% of household income is used to cover bare necessities like shelter, food, transportation, utilities, and child care.
More than half of Americans with an income of $100,000 a year or higher say they're living paycheck to paycheck.
This may be, we live in a world where, like, the nicer car you drive, the higher your perceived value is.
6 out of every 10 people surveyed said that paying for everyday expenses negatively impacted their mental health.
Have this scarcity mindset around money, and they spend so much of their lives saving.
Financially secure, and that ends up being basically 3 times what the average income is in this country. And to be
72% of Americans said they weren't financially secure given their current finances.
Have to understand, most of these people are not ready to be unplugged. And many of them are so inert, so hopelessly dependent on the system that they will fight to protect it.
About ChatGPT, and there's a specific thing that most of you do not know, and that is, I encourage all of you to go to ChatGPT.